Hello, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. So this is a little bit of an update as to where I'm at with things at the moment, and a couple of things where I want to throw out for ideas, and an update to the recent battery, the trouble I had with my battery on the Tiger. I think I've found what was wrong with it. So it actually more than likely was the actual quad lock wireless charger wiring. So it seemed to be that it was actually running, it faltered, so which meant it was running a permanent charge to the unit, which then meant it was draining the battery. To then I had problems obviously starting the battery, and a few cycles of that, I have a feeling, actually ruined the battery. I'm not sure. I was in contact with Quad Lock and told them the issues that I'd been having. I did hint quite strongly that I would expect a replacement battery, because I believed it ruined my battery. They weren't interested in that. They just pointed me to the terms and conditions of their products, which is a disclaimer in there, you know, the score. So ignoring that then, I was told that what they could do for me is actually replace the smart charger cable, the smart adapter. So basically, if you can see on here, there's the wireless head to it. It has a lead which comes, let's say, roughly halfway through to the bike, and then there's a connector that runs from that one down to the smart adapter, which then the smart adapter connects to that and then runs to the battery. So with that, it's basically the battery connection which runs and clips into the second lead. That's apparently $50 worth Australian. So they replaced that, and I hooked it up without hooking anything else up, just to make sure that things were working. What I meant is I hooked the battery up. So I fastened the battery, installed the battery to the motorcycle, nothing else fastened to it, connected that way, and then just to see how it went, for if there was something else potentially draining from the battery. So nothing else connected. Battery fine. Battery's perfect actually. Apparently it seems to hold quite a strong charge, and that was the slight other issue I thought I had. So when I actually connected the quad lock wiring up to it, it was staying ready. So basically I checked everything was connected, it was charging my iPhone up, no problems in that respect. Undid the phone from the wireless head attachment, and it's supposed to be, they reckon, after about a minute or two that the blue light will turn off, because it runs down supposedly to a 14.5 voltage. But this battery of mine, it actually obviously maintains about 14.7, so it's not going to really drain off and down to 14.5. So the ready standby light is always on. It's not on at the moment because the phone's it's totally disconnected from the phone now, and it's finally run down that charge as such. So I'm assuming my battery is actually at around about 14.5. I think I've contradicted myself there, never mind. But basically, new battery, doesn't seem to be a problem now, and the quad lock wireless charger is charging appropriately, doing what it should do. So yeah, that's what I think was fouling that battery. I don't think it's going to cause a problem with this battery actually. So moving on, I'm actually considering, and some people who watch motorcycle channels may be aware of this, they call it the iron butt challenge, and one of them's called the saddle saw. It's very much an American thing, this. Basically you have to ride 1,000 miles within a 24-hour period. So I'm thinking of doing that. Stumbling block is, I think I could do it. I think I've got the physical ability to do that, to grind on through a lot of miles over a relatively short amount of time. I think I could mentally cope with that as well. the issue I seem to be having is plotting a route. Now, I live in Western Australia in Perth, and I was thinking of heading south. So from where I live in a suburb called Innaloo, down to Esperance, round to Margaret River, and then from Margaret River to home. And that would be over 1,000 miles. It would be actually, I think it came out about 1,650 kilometers. So that was my route plotted. Next thing is to look for petrol stations to obviously fill up the bike as you go along. There doesn't seem to be enough petrol stations to stagger, to go through and do this route. So I scrubbed that and thought, right, I'm going to go north then. Same problem. So from home, I was thinking, and I'm still considering it, but it depends on petrol stations, all the way up to a place called Denham, which is quite a way north, to Denham, which is, I think it's around about 870 kilometers away, something like that. It's about 9 hours drive to get there, ride, and then back again. So I should be able to do it in the time. The unfortunate thing is petrol stations, there doesn't seem to be, because it gets to be very rural. So once I leave Perth, I'm going to find my way passing by Geraldton, there's Carnarvon, so there'll be petrol stations that way, but the in-between segments, being rural, it's finding petrol stations, just purely finding a petrol station that would be open, basically, not 24 hour. I'd like to think I can do it. I would be looking to set off around about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I'm aware of kangaroos. Kangaroos can be problematic early hours of the morning if you're on a motorcycle or in a car. They tend to like running out into the roads to kangaroos, hence it's a little bit of a dangerous time to ride or drive. So I'm aware of that, but I would tend to look to set off at 4 o'clock in the morning and then ride right through, get home around about 9 o'clock in the evening, give or take. Petrol stations, there don't seem to be enough of them, so that's the problem. So I'm asking anyone who has even done one of these iron butt saddle saw rides in Western Australia, which route did you take? Did you go south? Did you go north? Did you sort of go Perth out easterly and back round a loop that way? But again, over east, there's towns about, but there's less petrol stations. So this is the dilemma and possibly the issue I'm going to have. So this determines whether I can actually attempt this thing, let alone actually do it. So obviously doing my homework, and I think I might be drawing a blank. But if anyone's watching who's from Western Australia, who has done something similar, please put a comment in and let me know what you did. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. And another thing I'm sort of experimenting with is I bought one of these cheapish Carplay displays for the car. Our car doesn't have Carplay built into it. So I purchased one of these things. It's just a sucker cup on the windscreen, plugged in, and you've got Apple CarPlay or Android. I don't even know what Android is it? I'm not sure the Android side of things. I'm very much iPhone. So I wanted something for the car for that. The thing is, we've found we've not really used that very often. So I've had the bright idea of putting it onto the bike. So well, come and have a look at this. So this is all wired up to work with ignition. So on the Tiger 900, you have 2 power points, the DIN plugs. There's one down there at the front, and there's one further back underneath the seat. So I've wired this in via the seat, just plugged in an adapter. So it's a DIN to 12 volt adapter. So it's a pretty simple install. And there you go. I've got obviously the CarPlay features. This won't load, but it would load if I had my phone with me. But that's what I've been playing recently. Bit of an in-excess fan. And obviously the whole different options you have with apps that are CarPlay friendly. So predominantly I'm going to use this as a sat nav. Really, it's really nice and easy to see for the display. Apart from, well, better than, my phone sits here, so I'm looking down, whereas on here I'm just looking straight ahead and to the actual system itself. I have moved it so you guys can see it easier, but normally I'm pushing it further back so I can see it from, you know, this sort of angle. So early days for this. The suction cup, which is attached to the rear of here, or, you know, onto the actual windshield, it stayed put so far. I think it's been stuck on there now for about 5 days, and seems to be working. So happy with that. I think it works quite well. So thanks for watching this short episode. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. It doesn't cost anything and it does help this channel grow. It's very small at the moment. It'd be nice to see a few more people actually subscribe, so it would be very much appreciated. So hopefully you've enjoyed this short little brief interlude between riding. Thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.